All right, welcome everybody to our RUAC Spoon Challenge number 17, Show and Tell. This template was offered to us by Mr. Ian Glendinning, our Scottish compatriot, who offered a beautiful little spoon ladle template that I've seen some just fabulous posts on the Instagram to the hashtag. If you've not done so already, post pictures of your spoon to hashtag RUAC Spoon Challenge 17 on Instagram. If time allows, when we get to the end of everybody doing the show and tell, we will go through whatever pictures are up on the Instagram as well. I'll share my screen. For anybody new, I ask that you would keep yourself muted until you're called on to share your spoon and to talk. Or if you have a question, feel free to mute yourself and offer a comment or ask a question as we proceed. But we just ask you to keep it muted so that it keeps the noise floor to a minimum. All right, so with that, I'm going to spotlight Mr. Glendinning, and I'm going to ask Ian to just give us a brief introduction to how he derived this template and to share what he's got for his spoons for this template. All right, Ian, take it away, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I generally find the conventional ladles quite hard going. So I got the inspiration from seeing a lot of scoop makers making very heavy cranked scoops. So really this was inspired by just slowly scaling it up. And then that's the conventional 17. And it's just so much easier. The challenge is being brave enough to do that very deep crank cut. So I scaled it up again to an even bigger ladle. And I did this one with a chainsaw, and this crank cut was about 3 to 4 inches deep. And that's really where the inspiration came from. I just wanted a simpler way and a faster way of doing a ladle. And that was really it. Nothing more complicated than that.
Brilliant. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've never attempted a ladle, like a full-size ladle. And I've heard a lot of people, say that they can be a beast to get through.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. You can be lucky and get a very good one. And then all of a sudden you could spend, a day hacking away at a piece of, a crook and not get very much out of it. So it was really a means to get a ladle out of a piece of wood every time relatively easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm not a great ladle maker. I've actually really enjoyed doing the bigger one quite a lot. I might do a bit more. So yeah.
How big is the larger one that you did?
Well, that's the conventional 17. So
oh wow,
you can see,
yeah,
you
exactly.
can see the bowl. I mean, it's quite substantially bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I want to try a larger one. I just didn't have time to get to it. But yeah.
And it was just, I had already hacked out an ash one, but it was such hard work with the axe that I got just so angry that I thought, right, I'm getting the chainsaw out, clamped the blank into the vise and just chainsawed all the major cuts. All these major cuts were done with a chainsaw, and it saved so much time. But yeah, really enjoyed doing this bigger one.
Awesome. So, what did you, how did you hollow it?
I actually used my Twickenham that I bought from that Lithuanian chap, Giles, I think his name is.
Okay.
But it's quite a big one, so it was quite hard to get used to. It's the first time I've really used it properly, and it makes such a smooth finish inside the bowl. So again, I would like to do more ladles just to practice more with that particular tool, because it is a bit of a beast if you're not used to it to use.
So did you hand hold and use the Twicker, or did you have the fixed to a bench or something?
I think to begin with, I clamped it in the vise, and then I eventually had to basically hold it in my hand. But the only way I could use it was actually cutting towards my thumb. So it was kind of scary, but I mean, the finish was just unbelievable compared to a conventional hook. Absolutely loved it. So I might buy a slightly smaller one. I think this one's about a 65, I think. So it's quite a big tool to use. But yeah, so that's really it.
This is the Nick Westerman 65, and it's a beast. It's a really, really large. I just realized I've got you spotlighted, so most people probably can't find me, but I'll show it again later, maybe when I get to mine. But yeah, you do have to watch them, and especially if you're hand holding. I've seen a lot of horrific, not a lot, but I've seen some horrific cuts of that C shape embedded in the thumb pad, the base of the thumb. So yeah, you got to be careful.
I think the slightly smaller ones are a lot easier to use, but I just happened to buy a bigger one for doing bowls and carved cups.
I've got the 50 also, and especially for this one, the 50 was perfect for this particular at the size that you have it on the template. It worked great. So awesome. So show us give us a walkthrough quickly of your details and all of that on the ones that you've done.
I started to muck about quite a bit with the back of the bowl, which I thought was quite cool, and I was trying to do a sort of half metal, half wood sort of thing, but I don't know how well it worked out. I quite like the idea.
I like the chip carving. It looks beautiful.
This is the first time I've carved birch for a long time. That chip carved absolutely beautifully. And then this one is actually starting to fade quite badly now. So maybe just a dark
pull back a little bit.
Yeah, just
there you go.
A dark, can't really see it. I'm going to do something similar on a horse chestnut spoon so I can see it. But yeah.
Nice.
No, lovely. Quite enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ian. This has been a wonderful template, and I'm sure people are anxious to start sharing their work. So let me get back. How do I, remove spotlight. There we go. And get back to my full gallery view. While I'm here real quick, I am going to take a quick picture of the full group, just so I've got that. One sec. Boom. Okay. All right. Who would like to go first? Wave a hand. All right, Kate, and then Chris. Kate, leading us off.
Okay. In Ian's words, it's feckin' early, so I'm just gonna move over here towards the light, and hopefully I can speak.
Come to the light, Kate. Come to the
light. Okay, so I really like doing this one too. I like the size of this little thing. Oh. I just grabbed some big leaf maple from my yard, and I debated whether to make this thinner, but I kind of like the chunkiness actually. And it kind of, to me, looks like a pipe. I don't know. I thought
the exact same thing. It reminded me of like Gandalf and Bilbo's pipe from The Hobbit.
Yeah, totally. So I kind of went pretty deep with it, but as you can see, it's pretty plain. It has some nice ray flecks on the back, or some of it you can't really see, but
yep, it's there.
But yeah, I was just like, I'm always so indecisive. Of course, I was like, I have no idea what to decorate, because I don't know. It seems kind of plain. I might darken it because it's just so light, but I don't know. The lightness is nice too. I feel like if I darken it, it'll just be super, patinaed automatically. But I did come up with the decoration. So it's a kilt.
Oh, brilliant! Fucking brilliant!
What a coincidence! I've got mine on as well.
Awesome.
Very nice.
So my belt buckle is like an eye for Ian. So
nice.
Anyway,
brilliant.
And I can.
That's spectacular. Sporran and everything. That is awesome.
Yeah. I won't show you what's under here.
Feeling a bit of a draft aft, are you?
So that's all. That's my nod to Ian there.
Awesome. Absolutely spectacular. Well
Ladle.
done. Excellent. All right. Thanks, Kate. Let me remove the spotlight real quick and go back to my gallery view. And Chris, you were up next.
Hello. I've only been carving about a year by myself, so this is my first input was 3 weeks ago. I made this out of birch. It was a bent branch joint, and it was relatively small. I couldn't fit in the proper curve in the piece of wood, so I went with
No, it
the
looks
wood.
great.
It was very green, and I had trouble with the fibrousness. Trying to show you a crack here.
What, you got a crack in the bowl?
Yeah, the dark line along here
Yeah.
is a crack opening up.
Oh, bummer.
And it was suggested by someone yesterday that because the wood was small diameter, this is too close to the pith and drying fast.
Yeah.
So if I make another ladle, when I make another ladle, I will try to use a bigger piece of wood. There's also a tiny crack opening up here.
Yeah.
I could see the cracks develop as I sat for 2 hours carving.
That's
I could
okay,
also-
though. You know what?
I could also see the handle warping to one side.
Yeah.
It was perfectly straight with the template line on it, but it changed.
Yeah,
Wow.
they do that.
So I got to make bigger ones, but I got to make a bigger crook to start.
So what did you like best about carving this one?
I'm not sure. I found the bowl, the round form a little difficult. I'd only made eating spoons.
Yeah, getting
It's
a
nice
round
to have
bowl
it.
is really challenging.
The template, it showed a thickness here. It was a good guide for me because, you know, when I'm making my eating spoons, I've never seen one. I've never seen a hand carved, unsanded eating spoon. So I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm in the dark. I've been carving for a year by myself.
Oh, you got to get a hold of some.
Just
Definitely.
pictures online. So
Yeah, definitely like find a few makers that you like and buy some spoons or see if they'd be willing to do a trade. You know, a lot of folks on here are more than willing to do trades, and it's very helpful to get your actual hands on some actual other spoons. It can really help you up your game because then now you can see it, you can feel it, you can see everything in 3 dimensions. Seeing from pictures, it's not always
yeah,
the whole story. Let's put it that way.
this transition from a round shape to the ball, on my eating spoons, it's very gradual.
Yeah.
And so this was different for me also, the
Yeah.
sharp corner,
Yep.
learning.
Very
Thank you,
nice.
everybody. I'm enjoying
Excellent.
this.
Excellent job. Well done, Chris. Fabulous. All right. We go back out to my gallery view and Florian, I see your hand is already up. Awesome.
So I got a lot of crap yesterday for not having started on the template yet. So I got a very special treat for you guys. I made a stick. Probably it has a really nice patina. And I think it's the best stick I've made so far. It's exactly 32 centimeters long.
Brilliant.
Very straight cuts on the ends. But no, really just kidding. I got a lot of crap yesterday. So I set out this morning to make a spoon.
Wow.
Took a chunk of apple and started on the ladle.
Fantastic. It Is it green? Is it green apple?
It's so green, it's so wet. Actually,
Awesome.
I made apple juice out of the chips. No, when I sunk the axe into the log to split it, like it was just juice was pouring out, or water was
Wow.
coming out, kind of. So yeah, I can't finish it today, unfortunately. I need
Yeah.
to wait for it to dry a bit because it's very like it tears terribly on the edges
Yeah.
when you try to
Yeah.
like carve along the grain. But yeah, so
Nice.
I have to wait a little bit.
That's looking good though.
But yeah, from chopping with the axe, I kind of like the back of the bowl like this, so I might keep it like that.
Yeah.
The facets.
There's. I've actually got. I don't have it here. Do I have it here? Yeah. Actually, I've got. This is a RUAC. Let me remove the spotlight real quick and go back to the gallery view, and not to steal the spotlight for too long, but this is a RUAC cooking spoon that I have, and he does that sort of faceted backs of his bowls in some cases, and it's a really cool effect. It's really
I really
neat.
like it, especially with the round ladle. I really like it.
Yeah.
And I was
Absolutely.
lucky because my my Cam fits pretty much perfectly into the bowl of this one. This is a 50 mil, I think. So
Yeah. Nice.
that's me.
All right. Great start. Can't wait to see the finished pictures of it when you get it finished. All right, Sean. Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. My back couldn't work. So yeah, I made two. I made a 17 and a 17.1.
Excellent.
So this is 4 centimeters long. So it's not even as wide as the bowl is on the. Really, I quite enjoyed this. I swore quite a lot while making it, but I quite enjoyed it. It was everything went wrong at some point. So carving the bowl off. The handle was supposed to be wider, and then that split out. Straight, left it overnight to dry out, and it crumped right over to the side, so I had to take more off. There was supposed to be a hook on the back, and as I tried taking the hook, like taking the notch out for the hook, it just split out. Oh man, nothing right. But every time something went wrong, the grain just looked better and better.
I was going to say it's gorgeous.
Happy with it at all.
What kind of wood?
Really like it.
What kind of wood is it?
It's cherry.
It is. Okay. That's beautiful.
I mean, I was saying this yesterday. I've got a big log of cherry that I've been using. Every single stone has been carved very differently. Some of it's been stable, some of it's been twisting. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, folks, just real quick, can I ask everybody to mute yourself if you're not muted? Because I think we're getting a certain amount of noise because of it kind of looping around. All right. Excellent job, Sean. Beautiful, beautiful piece of wood. And yeah, I mean, it came out fantastic despite your series of small disasters. Excellent job.
Yeah.
All right. Who would like to go next? Oren, I see your hand. Take it away, Oren, and then we've got Jurgen.
Built up my confidence. Hey, everyone. So I really enjoyed this one. It was hard for me to find a proper size wood for this, so I went with a wood that I'm not very happy with, and so I ebonized it. This is my first traditional Scottish spoon, so I figured that they're supposed to have these little kilts on them, right? And it works really well because it hides what's happening underneath.
Excellent.
I guess that works.
That is brilliant.
And
Absolutely spectacular. Can you hold it up one more time?
Oh, yes, just a second. I'll put the kilt back on because it was just taking it off. It's in stages. There's one. Oh.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was going to be a whole production.
I thought kilts were easier than pants.
To put on? Well, depends on the
No.
All right, don't worry about it, Oren.
it keeps riding up and then
That's all right. Just take a proper picture and post it. All right, there we go. Hold
There
on.
you go.
Come on, stupid phone. Here we go.
That's very close
Nice.
to my clan turn.
Brilliant. Absolutely spectacular.
do you keep a snail under your kilt as well?
No.
Hey, is it a wee snail, is it?
Some people would say.
So the snail obviously is riding on the back. I ebonized it because I wasn't very happy with the color of the wood, and I enjoyed it. I made actually 4 of them because the wood kept cracking on me. I said it's been getting warm here. This is one that stayed solid.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
Fantastic job, Owen. Absolutely spectacular. All right. Well done. All right. First, I've got Jurgen because he had his hand up last time. Then I see Kevin. So we'll go to Kevin next after Jurgen. So take it away, Jurgen. Just remember to unmute yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Good. Folks can hear, I think. Yeah, so I have a lot of red oak on my property, so the wood that I've been taking down. So people have said they've carved in red oak, so I thought I'd give this a try with the scoop, and was able to lay it out in the red oak there.
Nice.
So this grain's nice. I liked it, and then I was able to get some nice facets on it. For the decoration was just facets. I think with the wood graining on it, I wasn't really able to figure out something that would show. But
Yeah, that grain is spectacular. I agree. I think it's fine just as is.
it
Yeah.
came out quite nice. It's the size. I was wondering what the ladle of the size, and this is perfect for like gravy and the
Yep.
smaller things coming out. Then I decided to do one just slightly larger, and
Wow.
Beautiful.
folks were telling me that the red oak would ebonize as well, so I decided to make it slightly bigger, and I like I like the
Yep.
shape of it, and has the facets came out well across it. I don't know if we can see it there.
Yep.
And then,
Beautiful.
yeah, and it
Yeah, that
ebonized.
ebonizing looks fantastic.
Yeah, so, but it seems like I asked which ones folks seem to like a little bit more. I think they like the graining one the most, so.
Yeah. Well, that's particularly striking just because of the concentric circles and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun. I enjoyed it, and it was just a little challenge. I think initially was just the laying it out in I've done scoops before, but I've done it out of branches that had that natural curve in it, and took out part of the branch to make out a scoop. But so this was the first one actually trying to get that laid out in a log. So it was just trying to figure out getting the grain right in the log that I had, and then being able to. The first one was just a little more thing. The second one, I had figured it out a little easier how to do it. So yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Excellent. Great job. Thank you. All right, Kevin. Kevin.
So I liked the ladle too. I found this shape kind of really easy. Like it might be like a children's shape or like beginner shape. I thought it was real. Like it might be a good one to like learn on, like if it's your first spoon, or like you might carve one by accident. You're just sharpening your tools.
The
so
chips just fall off of the log from the axe in that natural
Right.
form. It's like it comes right off.
So then I was decorating the handle, but I was like, why am I decorating the handle when it's going to be covered up by the kilt anyway? And then I thought, so the biggest challenge for me wasn't really in carving the spoon itself. It was in attaching the bagpipes. It was really hard. I mean, they were easy to carve, but then it was hard to actually stick them on the spoon. So I used the Douglas Gray tartan because I thought it was still Ian's family and I could print it out on a laser printer. So this is an accurate Douglas tartan, which should be related to the Glendinning tartan.
That's correct, yeah.
And it's got bagpipes here, and it's also got a skin do. I don't really how to say it. So again, it was fun. There's a lot of crank. You can't really see it, but under all the ornamentation. But yeah, I thought this was great fun to carve. I really enjoyed it. So thanks very much. Oh, it's cherry. I don't know if I said that. Thanks very much.
So am I guessing right that it probably took you about 15 minutes to carve the spoon and about 3 days to do all the decorative work?
No, I actually did find the first ladle. I started 2 at the same time, and the first ladle I did with lots of stop cuts, and it did actually take me a little while to carve. I was very happy. I was very happy with how it turned out. My first time carving cherry after a little break from cherry, and cherry's such a nice wood. The decorations.
So for the pipes, did you actually turn those on a finger powered pole lathe?
No, I started with like 1/4-inch dowel sock to make it easy. But okay. I did try to carve the actual parts of the bagpipes.
Yeah, you did. It's amazingly detailed. Yeah. It's really well done.
1 taller pipe and 2 smaller ones. I'm guessing this is like the piece with the like reed in it.
Yeah.
And then I think this long tapered one is the one that they play, the one that
chanter. Yeah.
So I tried to get that, and I don't know, would a bagpipe be made with the same tartan as the kilt or no? Probably not.
Could be. Yeah, might be, yeah.
And then
that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, you crazy people.
Traditional Scottish spoon, like Oren said.
It's brilliant. Absolutely. All right. Well done, Kevin.
Thanks, Ian, for the template and all the fun.
All right. Who would like to go next? Show of hands. Wave your hands. All right, George, I see you.
Yeah, so I just made a really simple ladle, like the template was provided, and for sure I made a kilt for it too, but the other way around. but what I really found, so the shape is really nice, but I have not the problem with to have like quite a bit of wood, but I just realized all the poor Californians who has really a problem to get a lot of wood. So I made a second one from the offcuts of this one.
Nice.
And then I thought, oh, these poor Californians, maybe I can make an offcut, another one. And then I wasted so much wood that I made offcut, another one. And then still here was so much wood that I made an offcut, smaller one. But still, all the poor Californians, I made an offcut, another one. And still, and then I was finished with making offcut number 17s. So,
oh my God.
Somehow I really enjoyed this template.
Amazing.
The one-upsmanship is strong in this one.
That's a 17.01.
So, George, I'm thinking that we should have you do a nested doll template. All right. Well done, maybe George. Unbelievable. That's too funny, man. Absolutely spectacular. Hey, all right. Patrice.
So I might be the poor Californian that George
Yes,
is
you were
talking
exactly
about.
the one that I was thinking of.
Thanks, George. Well, I didn't have appropriate wood size for this ladle, but I did manage to make it work out of a piece of plum. And of course, it also has a little traditional Scottish kilt. But despite this decoration, I decided to double down on decoration. So hold on while I reveal what's underneath. And so for me, I just did a simple little cut here.
Oh, nice.
So that there's some fun shadows and light play.
Yeah. Nice
And
idea.
I put a little cord on, sorry, my cat. Put a cord on the handle. And then I had painted it, but I didn't like that so much. So I wiped off the acrylic paint and it gave it like a nice patinette effect.
Oh, neat.
On the facets, and then left the back of the bowl faceted, but tried to get the inside of the bowl fairly smooth. So to compensate for not having enough wood to make the appropriate crook, the curve, I just went deeper on the bowl. So it's fairly challenging since it's plum and it was really hard.
Yeah.
Took me like a couple hours every night for about a week to
It's
struggle
beautiful.
on it.
It's got a beautiful sheen to the wood. It's really pretty. Really
Yeah,
nice.
so it ended up looking really nice after it was all said and done and oiled. So
How
I'm
did you
pleased
do
with
your
how
maker's
it came out.
mark? Is that coal roast or is that wood burned?
So this is coal roast with a pine wood forge, coal roasting knife, and
Okay.
cocoa powder.
Nice. That looks great. Nice job. I like that little cut in the handle, in the top of the handle. That was a neat idea. Very, very cool.
Yeah, so that's my little plum ladle. Thank you, Ian. It was fun.
Awesome. Great job. Go back to my gallery view and Matt, and then Joan.
Okay, so as you probably know, I'm very new to this. So I was basically showing some pictures of me cutting some wood to my friends who are into carpentry as well, and they said that well, I should respect the material and not to waste anything. So I had, as you can imagine, this little piece of maple left, and I decided to do well. And actually, at that point, I saw the challenge number 17. So I thought, well, maybe I can fit it in the piece that was left. So
Nice.
yeah, it's not the smallest, obviously, but that's what I did. And actually, after some time, we were talking with Jack about giving the accents of your local area, like something from your heritage. So
Yeah.
I was looking into it, and we have this very nice. I think I will show you on my phone what I was going for. Yeah, there's this whole idea of this folk. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, they're like flowery
Uh-huh.
shapes, etc. So I decided to add this to this
Beautiful.
to the ladle. And the thing is that actually the shape is very similar to the ones used, centuries ago in Polish villages as a everyday tool, everyday ladle.
Yep.
So I think that corresponds nicely to this.
Absolutely.
Well, obviously, biggest challenge was not to cut my fingers off with this small project.
Yep.
All 10 here, so I say it's a success.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Beautiful job. Absolutely beautiful. Love it.
Thanks. And thanks for the template.
Absolutely. Well done, Matt.
Yeah, that's nice, Matt.
All right, Joan.
So I'm behind again, but I wanted to share my Oren number 16, which I finally finished because I knew this was coming up today. So we had a much loved crabapple tree next to our driveway, which came down in a storm and impaled my son's car. So I've taken the wood from it and made spoons for everybody in the family as keepsakes. And so here is my number 16, which I hope you can see.
Beautiful.
So everybody got a spoon, but I am keeping this one because I must say I've fallen completely in love with my little owl.
Yep.
And I don't know if you can see the back. I've got his tail going down over the end. And it was interesting because I really spent a lot of time on the facets, but with the grain and the spalting, you can't see them as well, but I was very proud of them. But so I cold roast the details in the face with cinnamon, and then I gave him a little bit of gold as highlights.
Excellent.
So I'm very proud. As you know, I'm new to this, but I'm very proud of my little owl.
Well, you would never know it from that spoon. Spectacularly well done. That's a fabulous owl finial. Nice. Really nice job.
But I really liked the design of the spoon.
Yeah. Awesome.
So thank you, Oren. And maybe next time I'll catch up. I just saw you posted number 18, so maybe I'll actually be on time.
Well, with that introduction, then I will go ahead and just say, so in case anybody has to drop off, I have posted spoon template number 18, which is offered up to us by Russell West. It is going to be a challenging one. It's a double helix spiral handled spoon. And he has posted some Instagram, or he has posted the first Instagram one. I don't know if he's posted 2 and 3 yet, but he has some IGTV tutorial videos that go along with it that will give you some tips and tricks for how to go about carving those spiral handles. So it is up there on riseupandcarve.com if you're looking for it. Joan mentioning about the tree falling and impaling your son's car. Same thing happened to my daughter's car with a big branch that came off of a black walnut tree I have out in front back in August with the big storm that we had come rolling through, and it like totaled her car. It literally just destroyed the car. So I grabbed that branch, and to date, I think this is the finest spoon that I have carved. It's the one that will become the model for my standard, I think, cooking spoons. So yeah, even though you can always take disaster and turn it into something spectacular. So when you're a spoon carver, all wood is good wood, even if it destroys a car to get it. All right, who wants to go next? All right, Brad and then Morgan.
Did you say Brad? I thought I heard that.
I did, Brad, okay, and then Morgan.
We're pretty cruddy internet, so good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening. I had also made a little point one, and
nice.
While we were on, that was done while we were online this morning. This piece of wood, I had tried to X out a piece that had enough crank in it yesterday, and this had miserable cracks in it. And I went back this morning in my Crocs at 0 degrees and said, oh, I used one of those to make a little tiny one. I even developed a little tiny scorp. This is my Tricacam for the minis, but by the way, there's a little X-Acto knife that once you play with it and sharpen it up, it works very well. Pretty nice. So
brilliant.
I did make some real ones.
Hold on, wait, before you go any further, I have to ask, was that piece of wood, did it fall off of a tree and destroy your Porsche Boxster Matchbox car?
No, that's why it's no good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was destroyed by an excavator to make room for a new septic system, and so it's all full of shatters. Anyway, so I posted a couple pictures of this curly whirly thing, and my number 17 was the other side of the pith.
Oh, and, nice.
And it was a little bit miserable. Here is my spoon. My very first attempt at doing anything with chip carving.
Nice.
Was kind of fun for me to try. We did that the other day while we were on RUAC, and unfortunately, the pith here dives into the handle and goes through the handle and then comes out in the bowl, which is just weird because I've split a lot of trees and limbs, and this pith, it instead of, went and it took a dive. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, very squirrely.
But now, it's stabilized. It's a couple weeks old now. So
nice.
stay around. And it's kind of a nice shape. It's also a beautiful shape for my real Tricacam, which is not 12 millimeters. And then I went out and found another chunk of wood. I wanted to move the stem out a little bit, make the bowl slightly more
oblong,
oval to
Yep.
get, and so that was kind of fun, but a little more curvy, but I didn't stick to the template particularly well in terms of the handle shape. And
It's
I wasn't in
beautiful,
on the joke about the kilt. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is a really fun one. And we have 2 ladles we use all the time in stainless steel that are just about this size and shape. So I knew this would be a very useful item, and I'll probably make
Nice.
more of them. Probably make more.
Awesome. Really, really well done.
I'm going to stick in the chat the link. If anybody wants to get these things, you can get 8 of, it's a little X-Acto knife. You get 8 of them for $12, and you'll spend 20 minutes or half an hour, sharpening it, but they're cheap.
Wow. Nice. Awesome. All right, Brad. Okay, Morgan, you're up.
So I'm also pretty new to spoon carving. And as Kevin said, I'm so glad that this was the first spoon challenge template that I had. It was really easy and very beginner friendly. I live in North Carolina and we have plenty of wood, but I didn't have a piece wide enough to get the full crank. So I made 2 and I got some crank in them, but not exactly the template. They're, I don't know, half an inch shorter. So, and this was my first one, and I kept getting little cracks in my bowl. So it ended up sort of asymmetrical and just where I could get it. And I tried my hand at chip carving for the first time. And so I did some sort of like, incised lines going down. I didn't love them. So then I made some facets and I didn't love them. And then I decided to paint it. And then I didn't love it. So then I sanded it. And this is what it ended up as.
Nice.
And then for this one, I made it a shallower bowl because I had sort of drawn in and started hacking out my crank here, and then realized that the curve on the bottom of the log was steeper than I had thought. So it ended up being a little shallower. But I like it because I feel like it'll be a good ramen spoon, like
Yeah.
soup sort of thing. Sort of like the cow spoon, even though I didn't do that one. And then I, again, did some incised chip carving and it looked like crap. And Kevin happened to be on. I was like, what should I do? And he's like, you could try wood burning it. Because I thought maybe the chip carving could turn into like a tree bark pattern.
Yep.
In some wood burning tree bark. But then I just decided to doodle. So I just doodled all over, and I really like it. I mean, I'm not a very good doodler, and I think I need to get a little bit better using my wood burning tool, but I liked it. It was just fun to doodle. So these both sort of feel like, doodles, do-over ladles, but they were really fun. I definitely got better at axing because this was not easy for like my 3rd spoon that I was axing out. Yeah, and they were fun. And now I have 2 fun ladles.
Awesome. They look spectacular. Really, really nice job. It's so funny how when you try it, like I get like that too. Like I'll try something and I'm just like, oh, I don't like it. So I try to carve it away, and then I'll try something else. I don't like that. So I try to carve it. Before you know it, I've got like not enough spoon left or whatever. Yeah, you just keep, but that's what you got to do. You can't get precious about them. You just got to, try stuff. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Well done. They came out looking great. I like your doodling. You say you're not a good doodler, but it looks pretty good to me.
Thanks.
All right. Who would like to go next? All right, Tamir.
All right, so here's what I got. This is, I kind of just stuck to the template.
Yeah.
I went with birch this time because I did a plum for my last challenge spoon and it just really beat me up. But yeah, this was nice, aged in the log for a while. And yeah, it was just nice and easy to carve. So I had a lot of fun with it. And I really like how it's not like a humongous ladle. All the ladles I do tend to be like incredibly massive for some reason. So I think this is a great just thing to have, great for serving, gravy or sauce or whatever, or even as a soup spoon. But yeah, I really had fun with it. It's like nearly finished. Just need to clean it up a little bit. And I know Ian had suggested decoration. So I also had to go with the little kilt theme here. So there's my little black and white kilt.
Nice.
And yeah, it was fun.
Excellent. Great job. The decoration is spectacular. Really nice job. All right. Who would like to go next? Anybody? Show of hands. All right, Michael.
Great, thanks. Yeah, so I started with just this is, I think, pretty close to the template. And the wood here is madrone. I did this, I did know that I was going to do this, but there, it went right to a knot, but I tried to get it centered in the handle. So I haven't quite, put the finish on this one yet because I need to do a resin fill to get that handle all plugged up. But, I do like working with the madrone. And then this one is the second one I did. I, like the shape a lot. But then, for the second one, I was like, let's make it a little bit bigger. So I did this one.
Nice.
This one is sweet cherry, and it's a standard thing with cherry. You get the nice colors, and
yeah.
But yeah, I really do like the shape. And I went with the rounded handle, which is that's sort of the style I like to do. And I just like the decoration of the grain on it instead of trying to get fancy. And apologies, Ian, no kilt from me, but yeah, love the shape, and thanks so much.
Nice.
And super fun.
Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful spoon. Spoons, plural, sorry. All right. Let me jump back out. All right, Kaelin.
So I am a little behind on my homework. Neither of my spoons are finished, and I actually very much like to paint and decorate. So I've got more plans for these spoons, but I got a little late to them. But this one I carved out of a red alder and really enjoyed the shape. And this is actually the second one I carved. The first one I cut off the back of the bowl, which I did. I've got here just to kind of share it. But this one I really enjoyed the shape, and the size of it is really nice because all of my ladles that I've bought that are plastic are massive, or metal. They're just huge, huge ones. And I do have big like soup kettles, but we also have just like a little stovetop pot that this is going to fit perfectly into. And so I'm really excited about it. And then this one, the red alder just has some really beautiful, I don't know what they're called, but they're stripes through the grain. And if you look into the bowl, they come out as white. And then if you look onto the handle, I don't know if they're going to show, they're not showing up here, but they come out as red. And so they're just really pretty. I've seen one or two of the stripes in alder I've carved before, but this is the first time that it's kind of just fully covered with it. And then this red alder spoon will, they're ray cells. Thanks, Mike, for the chat there. So the ray cells in this are just really, really gorgeous. And then this red alder I carved last night, so you can start to see it oxidize here, and it's turning a kind of a burnt orange reddish color. And this whole thing will turn that burnt orange color, which I think is beautiful, really lovely. And of course for Ian, I'm sure that matches the hair color of his favorite Outlander character, Jamie Fraser. So that's got a little bit of it in it. And then the second one I did, I wanted to stretch the handle out for some of those larger cook pots, but then I when I was axing, I cut a piece of the wood that I wanted to make the bowl deep. So it's very shallow, which I don't love the shallowness of this because it's made for a large soup bowl, but I did add a hook onto the back of it to hang off the pot. And so I'm excited for that. And then I have been wanting to work on my chip carving and my lettering, and I'm not finished here. I've just started it. But I was talking to Craig one night, and I was wondering if there were any little fun phrases or differences in Scotland around like having dinner together. And he said that there's a difference between Easties and Ouija's, he said, Westies. But he said the Easties will be very welcoming, and they will say like, will you be staying for your tea? Like, will you? It's an invitation. Where the Westies will say, you'll be staying for your tea then, like it's a directive, you're staying, you're coming over, you're eating with us. And so I'm going to be chip carving that and then kind of darkening the handle so that pops out of the handle just as a fun little phrase and saying.
Nice.
And then I was late to the game, but for my undecorated spoon, I made a little Sloyd kilt. So it's a birch bark kilt with strapping compound as the tartan pattern.
Nice.
So we've got that in there as well.
Excellent. Well done. Beautiful, beautiful spoons. Great job. And congratulations on giving the lettering chip carving a try. I've still not gotten up. I haven't even gotten brave enough to do the basic triangle chip carving yet. So I've got to get
hard.
there. Yeah.
And I've done a lot of lettering chip carving, but it's always been in birch. This is cherry, and just that difference has made it very difficult. So I might start another ladle in birch or even the alder and give that a shot, because cherry, it's tricky to get the curves for sure.
Yeah, I want to jump in. If you do it in birch, it's chip carving. In cherry, it's just carving, because you have to go and go and go, right? So it's just carving.
Nice.
Kaelin gets extra Sloyd points for using
Absolutely.
The
birch bark kilt. That was freaking brilliant. Wish I'd thought of that.
The combination of Sweden and Scotland, right there, perfect.
Yep.
But also using the strapping compound for colorant.
Right. Too funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best part.
All right. Well done, Kaelin. Who would like to go next? All right, Sean.
All right, so Ian, I don't have a kilt for my spoon, but I do have a somewhat of a kilt for myself in the Scottish theme. I hope you.
Awesome. I think you've got your kilt on the wrong end.
Perhaps. So this is a piece of apple, and it's my first apple that I've ever carved. Well, it's maybe my third that actually, this one actually worked in terms of not cracking. Really enjoyed it. I love the shape, Ian, so thanks for sharing that. I am looking forward to making a longer one, like some other folks have done. Here's that little bit of a sipping area. That was actually the end of the log, or part of the log where the birch was, or the bark was on the other side. So I knew that was always there, and I'm glad that I was able to incorporate that into a bit of a sipping area. So I really like that. And then, like some other folks, I've been trying some ebonizing. Well, this is a piece of butternut. It's the same color as this.
Wow.
Ebonized, it really becomes dark. And then I left the handle or the bowl part.
Nice.
I really like that contrast.
Yeah. Beautiful effect. I like that a lot.
Thanks, Chuck. This is my first time not sanding, so I want to congratulate myself for finishing a spoon with just carving. So, and that's certainly a tribute to all the folks who I've been carving with on Rise Up and Carve. So thank you for elevating my turning. I think I'm getting there, but in all honesty, I showed my wife this one, and she said, well, it was cut, it was not sanded at the time. And I said, oh, do you like this one? And she said, oh, it's really nice, but are you going to finish it? So I still haven't got to that level where other people who are not carvers are appreciating a spoon that is not sanded, but I'll get there too.
I think that there's a bit of I think people are so used to seeing sanded wood as opposed to knife finished wood that I think that there's just an assumption on the part of people that somehow it's less finished if it hasn't been sanded yet, you know?
I now love a unsanded spoon, but you have to have.
I mean, I like both. I mean, to me, I mean, I've seen great examples either way, and I love them both. They're just different. To me, it's just a different type of finish. But, cool, awesome, great job, Sean. All right, and I like your kilt on the other end. That's fantastic. All right, who hasn't gone and would like to go next? All right, Chris, there you are.
All righty. Well, I carved 3. The goal was a coal rose 1, chip carve 1, and paint 1. And I didn't get around to the chip carving or coal rosing, but I did one with sort of a straight handle, and then one with a more of a swooped handle. I really enjoyed the design. Those 2 were in cherry, and then Suzanne did the little painting tutorial, so I gave that a try. And that was a lot of fun. So this
Very
one's
nice.
So those are my 3 spoons.
Excellent. When was this painting tutorial? I miss all the good stuff. How did that happen? And where is Suzanne today?
I mean, she just posted it in a, an IGTV post.
Oh, I missed that. I got to go find that.
Yeah, go back.
Nice. Excellent. Well done, Chris. Fabulous job. Yeah, I love those kind of the swoopy curves on handles. Really, really nicely done. Excellent job. And your painting looks fantastic. So clearly her tutorial was good.
Well, just make sure to show it really fast.
Yeah. And there's a spoon.
Yeah.
All right. Who has not gone yet? Is there still anybody out there waiting to go? No? All right. Then it's me. So I too have a spoon with a wee bit of a kilt on it. And if you ask really nicely, he'll turn around and he'll bend over and show his wee rounded bum. But I did not actually sew a kilt. Mine is just printed paper and folded up and put on because I'm not nearly as crafty as all these other people. But anyway, this is my walnut number 17. And I really like that kind of a swoopy side profile. And just this morning, I decided to add a little bit of wraparound caul rosing to it. Because I just thought, why not? Give it a try, give it a little bit of something extra in that blonde portion of the wood. So I went for my kind of what's become, I guess, a bit of my standard viney, flowery style of caul rosing. So I threw that on there. And yeah, man, round bowls are really hard to get looking right. They're just really, really tough. This is, I think, probably about the best I've done so far with a round bowl. But and then I really want to do a larger version of this. I want to try a scaled up one. But the other thing that I was kind of struggling with when I was thinking this through was about grain and like doing this in straight grain wood as opposed to a crook and worrying about like short grain out at the tip of the bowl or short grain, in the handle. And then I was like, well, so I left it a little bit chunky, I suppose. I think your template probably has this handle go a little thinner, but I was a little bit nervous. But because when I was laying it out, I was trying to think about grain orientation. So I actually drew lines on here to try and get a sense of trying to compromise between where like having the grain run straight out the bowl so that it wasn't like short grained across the tip, but then you have very short grain running right through the middle of your handle. So trying to find where the right balance point was between those was something that I was kind of trying to think through. But this was a really, really lovely shape and a lovely form to carve. And I actually found the hollowing of this the easiest. My Twicacam did, and my newer Scorp did a fantastic job with the inside. The thing that I find hardest with these is actually getting the outside rounded and smooth, because you're cutting through all that short grain, that end grain, trying to smooth that down on the back side of the bowl. I found really, really challenging. And it's still kind of a bit like facety, lumpy. It's not truly really smoothed over. I don't know. I'm curious how people who are getting down to an actual knife finished as opposed to sanded on the back of a bowl like that, how they get there so even and smooth. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Really, really enjoyed this. And again, at this size, I think it makes a perfect sauce ladle, gravy ladle, any of that sort of stuff. The other thing that I was kind of struggling with a bit, and again, I left it a little chunky, I think because I was just nervous about grain, but it's not like you're lifting huge amounts of weight with this. So it's probably an overblown concern, but it feels comfortable at this size in the hand. And this is something I struggle with, I think, with a lot of my spoons, is I feel like what feels good in the hand ends up to me visually still looking a little chunky a lot of the time. So I'm still trying to find where that balance point is. But anyway, yeah, great, fantastic template. Thank you so much, Ian. This was a fabulous challenge. Really, really appreciate it. And
thank you.
And of course, thanks to all of our crazy compatriots for their wonderful, wonderful traditional Scottish ladle spoons. Really well done with all the kilts, everybody. Okay, with that, Ian, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we dive into going through the Instagram photos?
I would like to make sure that, or recommend that people submit their own template, because this has been such a buzz. It really has. You cannot imagine how enjoyable this has been. So if you have a template, get it into Chuck, because this is great. It's been such fun.
So saying that, just be aware that we have templates lined up into June at this point. So Russell's template, I already announced, so challenge number 18 is posted up on riseupandcarve.com. Feel free to jump up there and get started on the new one. This is going to be, I think, a bit of a challenging one. It's a spiral double helix handle. So I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit intimidated by it. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a challenge. And Russell is doing a series of IGTV tutorials on how to go about carving that. And then after that, I believe, and I still have to confirm this, I think that after that, we're going to do, Sebastian's going to do one of his spoons as a chip carved, with a chip carving, hopefully demo. He does these, if you don't follow Sebastian Ung, another Dutch carver who does these amazing chip carved and painted spoons. They're just beautiful. So he will be doing one, and that's going to be for the April 17th will be the show and tell on that one. And then after that, George is going to do another template for a cooking spoon, I believe, like a larger, cooking spoon, and he's going to do a spoon mule demo along with that for those who have a mule or draw a knife or a way to hold stuff down. That will be, I think, a great demo, because George does a fantastic job with his draw knife on these mules and bangs these things out pretty darn quick. I mean, it's pretty impressive how many spoons he can crank out. And I think some of it's down to his skill at the mule. And then after that, we're going to take a foray into a small bowl. We're going to try bowl carving. Matt is going to do a demo, or at least give us sort of a bit of he's got some, I think, some documentation he's put together of how to go about carving a small bowl. Again, this is not the kind of bowl that you would need in ads or anything like that. We try to keep it so that it will be, basic hook tools, small stuff or gouges that you can get away with doing a bowl. And then we've got something else possibly lined up after that. So that's what's on deck. That'll take us into June, and we're trying to line these up so that they fall roughly every 3 weeks.
What's the spoon challenge?
Say that again, Sean?
There's the Rebel Spoon challenge.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. And there, Russell and has a cadre of celebrity, well-known carvers such as yours truly, along with other, lesser known people like Dave Fisher and Zed Outdoors. They're kind of doing, he's got his Rebel Spoon Challenge, which is running through the end of March. So there was a post on Rise Up and Carve on our Instagram promoting it a while back. Russell has posted it. Dave Fisher has posted about it. Zed Outdoors has posted about it. And this is basically kind of a free form. Just go in 180 degrees from the direction that you would normally go with your spoon carving. Just push yourself, to the extreme with this one. And that's what that challenge is all about. It's just getting outside your comfort zone and trying something totally different. So you can post to the Instagram with the hashtag Rebel Spoon Challenge, and it's not a competition, but there will be a selection on the part of the committee, I guess, for lack of a better term, of people going through basically and culling out some that they want to particularly highlight and comment on. So that's going to be sort of the payoff, if you will, for participating in the challenge, is hopefully seeing your work seen and commented on by a variety of individuals. So that's the Rebel Spoon.
Chuck, while you're speaking of competitions, I'd like to remind everyone about next week's elite endurance spoon carving event, Thrize Up +2.
Yes.
We're going to be kicking off a Thrize Up kind of game, kind of club, which will be like some fun within the Rise Up community. And then next weekend, we're doing Thrize Up +2, which is the first day in the history of mankind that a Thrize Up +2 is possible. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine. You can DM me and I'll attempt to explain it to you, but there's some people I've explained it to them about 8 times and they still don't get it because it's very oddly complicated with the oddities of daylight savings time. But that is also happening. And hopefully Thrize Up, which will be an actual activity within Rise Up, will be following on the heels of that as well.
So just to give a brief explanation, the general concept is, right, we have a set right now of roughly 4 standard daily times when people are generally on Rise Up and Carve. So there's 6 a.m. in the UK, there is 6 a.m. East Coast time, there is 11 a.m. East Coast time, which is 8 a.m. out in the Pacific time zone. And I missed about 2 in the afternoon, roughly, when Israel gets on, when Oren and
Israel time, 2 p.m.
Right. So those are sort of the 4 standard, if you will, or regular daily times. So Kevin created this concept of a Thrize Up, meaning you've participated in any one 24-hour period in 3 of the various time zones, regular carving sessions, right, for at least 30 minutes. So that's what a Thrize Up is. And then because of as he was saying, the change in time from daylight from daylight savings to standard time. I think we're going from savings to standard, or is it the other way around? Anyway, but because of that change, you could actually get a total of 5 of those sessions in within a 24-hour period. So
it's an exciting day.
Yeah.
First time it's ever been possible to do a Thrize Up +2. It's super elite, and there's 4 or 5 of us that are committed to doing it, going to all 5 Rise Ups in that 24-hour period. You're welcome to join or just kind of be there to applaud and kind of bask in the reflected glory of those of us that are doing it. Either way.
Nice.
Chuck, we have someone else who wants to show their 17.
Oh, fantastic. Who joined? Joris. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I think I was a bit late.
Yeah,
but
no worries.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, I made this one. It's one in cherry, but
excellent.
I think the bowl was a bit undeep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I tried making another one. This one I ended up with a little figure at the end.
Nice.
But I just made another one, and this one's better for me, being a ladle.
Very nice.
Also cherry wood. But
that's beautiful. The grain in that is spectacular.
I changed a bit, yeah. I changed the handle because I thought, I wanted something special, and then I did some chip carving on it.
Really nice.
Yeah, a little bit. But as you know, less is better sometimes. So
I like how you got. Can I see inside the bowl again, real quick? Like you managed to get the concentric circles happening in the bowl, but up at the handle, you've got the X kind of shape to the grain.
Yeah, that's because I used some lines in it. So this is with facets on it. So I made the top of it. How can I say it? Like a triangle. Yeah.
Okay. Really nice.
So that's how I did it.
That is just spectacular, man. That's really cool. Really,
Looks
really
like an
nice
electric
job.
guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have snares for it.
there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful.
So this is it. All right.
All right,
Thank you.
fantastic job. I'm glad you managed to get on here and we got to see that. Spectacular. Is there
Thank
anybody
you.
else? Has anybody else jumped in that has a spoon that they wanted to show? How do I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. You need to unmute yourself.
Okay.
How do we say your name?
You say Chucha.
Chucha. Welcome, Chucha.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you located?
In Germany.
Ah, wonderful. Excellent. So you have a number 17 spoon that you carved that you wanted to show?
No.
Oh, okay.
I joined Rise Up and Carve 1 week ago.
Okay.
Maybe, so I didn't enter your challenge, but I have to show you my challenge.
Excellent. Wow. That's amazing.
Can you see it?
Yeah. That is spectacular.
For example. Okay, and this is birch, spalted birch.
Okay.
Yes, I think you don't see that.
No, we can see.
Can you?
Yep. Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, I see the spalting in there. Really nice. How long did that must have taken forever to get all those twists and turns in there like that?
No.
No?
No, just keep on doing. Once you know what you want to do, it goes on.
Yep. Very nice. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a spoon like that. That's
Yes.
really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, and he also can stand.
Nice. Very cool.
You can see it on I posted it on Instagram. So
Okay. Excellent. So Into Wood is your Instagram handle, yeah?
right.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. We're really glad to have you here, and we're glad you're joining in on Rise Up and Carve.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Was there anybody else, or was that it? I think that's everybody, right? Okay. So then I'm going to share my screen, and we'll go ahead and go through some of the Instagram posts with the RUAC Spoon Challenge 17 hashtag. So let me share my screen, and it's this one. Nope, this one. And share. And are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's beautiful with the, is that wood burning or coal roasting? I think he said it's coal roasting. The wood turned out to be partially rotten and the bowl crumbled, so did a snail partially. Oh yeah. There's this partial snail. All right. You can unmute yourselves, by the way, at this point. If you have anything that you want to say or anything like that, feel free to chime in. Whoops, did I go the wrong way?
Chuck, yeah, I was gonna say I took a long time with axing too because I was thinking about the grain orientation a lot also.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out, I was just like, because it has so much crank, and I was just like, it was baffling me, but finally I was like, just gotta do it.
Yeah, you just got to dive in and give it a go.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, this is Julian. There we go. Beautiful wood. Acacia. Wow, that is really pretty. It's got a nice display for his market. Very nice. Oops, going the wrong way now. Go. It's Ian. This was a Spoon Challenge 16. I don't know why. Because my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, that turns out to be the other side of my spoon.
I have an unstable internet connection for an unstable person.
There you go.
Okay, so we did that. There we go. Wow, look at that. That is gorgeous. God, I love curly maple. Wow, that's really cool looking bark.
That's striped maple or moosewood. Yeah.
Wow, I've not seen that before. That's really cool looking.
Yeah, I kept some of the stripes on the handle of this little ladle. This is the
Yeah,
other
it'd be neat
side
to
of
even
my
just leave some of the
17.
bark on.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Beautiful.
Softer than white birch, so nice wood to carve.
Softer than white birch, really?
Yeah, it's a soft maple like box elder. It's a
Wow. Wild cherry. That's beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous.
finding some squirrels.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You did a great job with that, Joris.
Thanks.
Some more Ian. Beautiful bowl too. Look at that. God, just coal rosing. Are you still on, Ian? Your coal rosing is just amazing. Look at that. Ah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right. Yeah, there we go. That red oak really looks great. Wow.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna have to give oak a try. I've shunned it all these years. Now I'm kind of regretting it. Fraser. Some nice chip carving there. Yeah. I've shied away from it, but I love that effect of the triangles running up the sides of the handles. I've not tried that. I gotta give it a go. 3 roughed out ladles. Nice. Oh, yours truly. Four blanks in 2 hours. Hard to believe. That's an improvement for me. Also, some progress photos of what I thought was a RUAC Spoon Challenge 17, which he made without the template. Nice. Wow.
That's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? Say what kind of wood that is? Very pretty. Really nice.
Did anyone have some tricks of how to get a perfect circle? I just redrew the template like 15 times.
Yeah, me too. That's what I did. That's beautiful. I like the slight undercut there.
Yeah, I like that part too.
I sort of did a little bit of that, but I think in hindsight now I would even go even a little deeper. Like I'll let that bowl almost come up proud of, I'll show it on my thing, although you'd have to find me somewhere because I'm sharing my screen, but almost to have the, like almost like I've often thought about doing almost like a hand coming down, like your arm and a hand is the handle of the spoon or the ladle, and it's holding a bowl like raised from fingertips, as a ladle. I thought that would be kind of a neat effect. I mean, it's way beyond my skill level.
I think I've seen something like that before with the bird's toes, like a claw. Yes,
like a dragon claw, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's dragon did.
Yeah. Very nice. That's just a black and white of mine. And there's some better photos of it before pre-coal rosing. I'll post some more photos with the coal rosing that I added later today.
Geez, Chuck, you got that oak table right there. You would have thought you'd be inspired to carve oak a long time ago.
Well, no, you know what? It's the kind of thing where you just hear that, oh, oak isn't good for treeing or spoons because of the open poured structure and all that. And just, hearing that it's very hard to carve, that sort of thing.
Sure.
So I think but for other forms of carving, absolutely, oak is gorgeous. So I think I'm just I've just stayed away from it for spoons,
Yeah, you'd think it would be like a sieve.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be. I mean, I know there are people who have carved like a cup out of it, and it leaks like a sieve if you don't do something to seal the pores. So you could do like a what do they call it? The milk, where you boil it in milk, to seal it that way. This guy that I refer to a lot, Roy Rob.
And Chuck has frozen.
Bad internet connection.
Yeah, Chuck freezes from time to time. He'll be back.
But then now we get to look at this beautiful spoon again.
That's a lovely spoon.
I was frozen anyway. All right, unstable internet connection, go away. I mean, don't go away. That is just gorgeous.
That's cool.
And
And
it backs four strings.
The French fleur de lis in the background on the first one, that's a nice touch.
Oh yeah, nice. Beautiful. That is a gorgeous spoon. Really beautiful job. Yeah, just spectacular. All right. There's Matt's, the little one. I like it.
That was before the decoration though, right?
Yes. More red oak. That's really nice looking. I like the ebonized one myself. I like them both. Mr. Tillett. Nice.
It was so frustrating carving it. I normally would have just gone and snapped it and thrown it away if the grain hadn't been so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just every time something went wrong, it just looked a little bit prettier.
Pearwood. Nice. Yeah, it's funny, like I was on with Rise Up with, I forget who was on when we were talking about, but the number 17 almost started to, it could, like if you could scale it to such a point that it would almost begin to seem like a Welsh cawl spoon as well. So it's like a interesting, like how, you could use it as, you could scale it down somewhat and make it more like a soup, an eating spoon, like a soup spoon. Or you could scale it up to make a big ladle. I like the template a lot because you can do a lot with it. Nice. I like that big one that he did.
Ian, what did you use for the decoration? And is it a wood color or you painted it?
It's all acrylic.
Okay.
Acrylic paint.
And chip carving.
Yes, chip carving and acrylic paint. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, really beautiful. Ian.
Beautiful.
Your photos are spectacular too. That's a gorgeous photo.
That's an old railway sleeper we have in the garden.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture.
Moss always makes such a great background, I tell you.
Yeah.
You gotta love moss.
Plenty of it here.
Yeah. But you're so dry there. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Bone dry.
The woofers. Nice. Oh, Andreas. Elderberry. Baked it.
Did well.
Yeah.
He was struggling with it. He did really well.
Yeah, it came out great. Looks good. Nice, Andreas. Here we go. There's Mo. I love the doodle pyrography. It's funny, like Amy Donahue, Brooklyn Lady Wood does some really beautiful stuff like that, her pyrography. She hasn't posted in quite a long time. I haven't heard from her or seen her in quite a while, but I know I think she moved into a new house, but hopefully she'll get back active again sometime soon. But she does beautiful, beautiful pyrography work and does a lot of that very intricate, just kind of freehand patterning and stuff like that. So Morgan, you might want to go and take a look at, it's Brooklyn Lady Wood is her Instagram handle.
Kevin mentioned her and I looked her up. She had some really cool stuff that she sort of went with the grain and made spoons look like topo maps.
Yeah,
Really
exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's brilliant stuff. Really, really good. I've got one of her spoons. I was hoping to get some more, but I haven't yet.
These are beautiful, Morgan.
I like that. That's again, I think, a perfect example of taking and making it just slightly shallower one, but it making a great like sipping spoon, almost like a Welsh cawl spoon, but not deep. It's really neat.
I made an eating spoon and tried some more in the same sitting.
Yep.
And it's fun. I like the wood burning. I'm not a very good drawer. And so the sort of just geometric design of it.
Yep, I'm the same. If I was gonna
Not
do
a
it,
chip
that's what I
carver
was doing.
either, so I have a lot of practice there too.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. Nice. I like the facets on the bottom of the bowl. That looks great. I like the way you kind of brought that in.
Yeah, I saw a couple people had done that. I was struggling to think how to attach the handle to the bowl.
Yeah.
A good way to do it.
Yep.
I had trouble with this one. The smoothing cuts were a real challenge. I guess because there's so many curves and facets.
Yep. Nice job.
That's what it looked like pre-kilt bagpipe. And
That's right. Pre-Scottification.
right, pre-Scottification, exactly.
I like that. Just it's like you did a light burn and then did he do that with a, I wonder if he did that with a torch, like just a light, quick touch of the torch. It's really nice. I like that. Very nice. In fact, when I first saw this, Chris, I don't know if Chris is still on, but when I first saw this, I actually thought it was Suze's. Really nice. 17.1, brilliant. Nice. I like the bag. Oh, that's his face mask. I thought it was a bag with a you know, like a cinch tie at the top to hold the spoon. That's a gorgeous spoon. Really, really pretty. There's the decorated.
Yeah, it's nice.
Very nice. George of the jungle. Nice. I love the sweep to that handle. Really beautiful.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Look at that. Dude, that was so funny. That's awesome.
How
Really
much wood
cool.
was that really, though?
That's gorgeous. Wow.
That bowl rim looks like a perfect circle.
Right?
Yeah. That,
I don't know what he's talking about.
yeah.
I'm just drawing to Ryan's nail polish. Quite nice.
Yeah.
No fair going out and hiring a hand model. Love it. This is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous spoon, Patrice.
I like the little cord on it too, Patrice. That's a nice element.
Yeah, it really is. And just that little kiss of the darkening up there is really cool.
Yeah, there's some interesting grain patterns in that handle, but it's hard to see.
Really,
And
really
that's
cool.
kind of like a little gemstone.
Look at that. Wow. How did you put, what kind of a finish did you put on this? Like, how did you finish this spoon?
So I used a hook knife and a gouge to get the bowl, but then I did have to sand the bowl, but I didn't sand the back of the bowl and some of the handle.
Okay.
So I wanted to just bring out, by sanding it, it just brought out the beautiful grain.
Yeah.
You could really see those small fine lines.
And then what do you use for your, do you put a finish on it?
Oh, I burnished it with my new Emmett burnishing tools, and then I used hemp seed oil and I coated it really well, and then I hung it from the little cord. And I think that's been giving me the best finish, like hanging it.
It's just got such a
compared to
beautiful,
just lying it down.
it's got such a beautiful glow to it, like a beautiful satin, smooth, but not glossy, like satiny kind of, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not
Yeah,
shiny,
like-
glossy, but like just a beautiful, I don't know, patinaed, like hand rubbed glow to it.
I think Rachel said, you know, even though it took me all week to make this, she's like, it's a lot of work, but it'll pay off because of how beautiful plum turns out when you
Yeah.
put the time in. So I have to agree, but my hands hurt all week.
Do you like go out to an antique store to find your props?
No, that's
Take your
actually,
spoons with you to an antique store and just, don't mind me, I'm just
No.
taking a few photos.
that's been in the closet for 10 plus years, but it's from my family. It's been in my family. So.
Nice. You always find such great compositions and props and settings for your photos. Speaking of which, we had an idea a while back. I forget, was it one of you, either you or Kaelin, who had mentioned about somebody wanting get some people to chime in and maybe do a session about spoon photography or how to best photo your spoons?
Yeah, it was kind of a two-part series that John and a few other people had requested. One would be like how to use Instagram for folks who are newer to the tool, like how to best leverage stories and feeds. And then the other session would be how to take great spoon photos, which Patrice is definitely doing an incredible job with. We haven't quite organized it. That's on me. I think the idea came up and then I just haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. The challenge is finding, especially the Instagram oriented one, and how best to use stories and stuff like that. Like, I don't know about you guys, like, I don't feel like I'm particularly good at it. And so, like, I don't know, like, there may be a lot of people who we think are good at it, but wouldn't feel confident enough to feel like they've got something to say about it,
Sure. Yeah.
So it's a tricky one, I think, to try and get put together. But I'm glad to hear that you're still thinking about it, and that you'll kind of pick up that ball and try and run with it. Because I think it's a great idea. And the photography is one especially. I actually had a brief conversation with Alex Yerkes, because I think he's thinking about maybe, as teaching a class on photography with lower end equipment, because he's really well known for his photography, but he was a professional photographer. He was a photo pro in the commercial photography scene in New York City for many years, and that was his training, and his background was in professional photography, not so much product necessarily, but fashion and things along those lines. So I've been bugging him for years, saying it would really be cool if he could do some sort of a class about something like that. But for even just amongst ourselves, anybody, because I do feel like Kate, I think your photos are always really well done. Patrice, there are folks who on here who I feel like your pictures of your spoons pop. They have a look. So it'd be really interesting, not as a formal class necessarily, but as just a lunch and learn type of thing, where we just sit and ask questions and talk through, and you could talk through sort of how you think through your approach when you're thinking about photographing your spoons.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really cool thing.
Yeah, I'd be open to sharing for sure.
Okay, cool.
Right. Yeah.
Because half the time, like that's why I started for a while. Speaking of which, that reminds me, anybody on here, I'm always looking for anybody, especially anybody who's been around for a while, kind of turning the keys of the kingdom over to you, so to speak, in terms of like letting people take over, rise up and carve for a week. Sean's done it as a guest poster. For a long time, like Rise Up and Carve was just me posting every day. And so it's always the same, setup of me just kind of quickly grabbing a snap of me sitting here at my desk with my laptop and, RUAC in the background. And it becomes very stale after a while. Thankfully, the audience has continued to grow, but I'm always open. If anybody would like to take over, like if you're a regular, like, and you're willing to post like 3 or 4 times over the course of a week, I'd be more than happy to have other people post on behalf of Rise Up and Carve, so that it's not just always my stuff and my view and my desktop in the photos. So keep that in mind, and if that's something you'd be interested in, DM me, because I'm more than open to having other people do that. And it's been a while now since we've done that, so I think it's time again to have somebody else kind of take over for a bit.
Really good week to do. Try and think of something that not necessarily hasn't been done before, but just think of something that we don't normally see on here.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I know for a while we were talking through and like Matt did his, well, this is the other thing too. I haven't seen this in a while. If any of you would do like a selfie and like answer the questions, Matt Day, if you DM him, he will post a profile of you and your carving. So, send him a couple pics, send him answer the what did he call it? The 5 questions, I think. 7 questions. 7 questions. And it's basically just a brief little profile, but we like to highlight folks. So
yeah, I think you have to target people, or I don't think anyone will volunteer. So I say Kate. We should ask Kate to do it.
Awesome. Okay, Kate, you're next.
Thanks, Kate.
Here, Kate.
Okay.
It's hard not to love Kevin.
Sorry, I've gotten off topic, I guess, here. So continuing on, there's Julian's number 17. Really nice. That's a beautiful, beautiful wood.
Said he sold it already.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that went quick. Nice. There it is. Nice photo. I like that.
Nice, Michael.
Yeah. I actually really like his rounded handles. He does really beautiful stuff in that style. Nice, Tamir. Beautiful. I kind of went for that same approach in terms of the faceting on the handle. I like that.
Thanks. Yeah,
Have you oiled it?
No, I haven't oiled it yet. Speaking of good pictures, I always take my picture like midnight, the night before the challenge, with like my lamp, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Right, under the artificial light. Same with me. I've got my like fluorescent, stupid, or LED rather, task light sitting here.
Yeah.
So this is Sebastian Ung. This is who I was talking about earlier. So he's going to be, I think, the next challenge after Russell. And he does this beautiful, patterning, chip carving, and painting type of work. If you've not looked at his stuff, go look at it. It's just gorgeous work. That is spectacular. Was that the last one? I think that might be the last one. All the way up through the top. Yep, that was it. All right. All right, everybody. Absolutely fantastic job. I'm going to stop sharing here real quick. And thank you all for sticking around and for your fabulous participation, especially all the wonderful kilts. Marcus, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Late to the party, but he.
No worries. Good to see you. Ian, thank you so much. Wonderful template. I know it's not like you to stick around on Rise Up and Carve this long, so I'm sure you are. Do you have other work that you have to get out and do?
Of course I have.
Anyway, thank you so much.
No,
This was
brilliant.
absolutely fabulous. That absolutely spectacular job, everybody. Well done, one and all. So again, Spoon Challenge number 18 is posted up. Go check it out. And for all of you who are watching this after the fact, sorry, we kind of got off and we were kind of rambling here for the last bit of it. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I am going to stop the recording. Yes.